Hello my 7 deadly sins family and friends, welcome back to another video. Now I have had a lot of people ask questions about the Emerald Flare, how I got it, and to give some tips and tricks as well as the best farming spots for weapons. Here is a quick demonstration of the Emerald Flare. Decent running speed, got a really nice trail effect with the flowers and everything on its feet, which is quite nice. And then as we fly, it has gusts of wind, which is really cool. It's really cool. And this being the only free to play available mount that is as fast as the whale mount from the loyalty shop, it's really cool to see. Now I understand that not everyone will be close enough to get this, but over time, eventually you will get there. And now I hope the rest of this video actually helps you just get that little bit closer. So this is a very exclusive mount currently, because the only way you can get it is within the special codex track and getting 450 points. Now I own every single hero, I've got every single gacha skin and like whale loyalty pet. On top of that, I did also get the fox from the laurels. So because of that, I am able to get the 451 at the moment. Can get to 452, and that's probably maybe the max you can get if you're like me and used engravement seals to try and re-roll your engravements before they gave us the scissors, needles, etc. You could have a little bit higher, but it'll be very close regardless. Now, heroes, that's just going to be up to you if you do the gacha or not. Skins is going to be time locked behind the engravement seals that you can get, and whether you get the gacha skins or not. Pets, you can grind this every single day, and we are getting gold potions quite regularly now, so it's definitely possible to get the majority of these. There are 3 locked behind the track. They've got the cockatrice, the Emerald Flare, and then we also got the glider. Oh no, actually 4, sorry. But the glider, Intelligent Phoenix, and then of course the very first one we got, the Playful Nightcat. Some of them you actually can't get anymore. I believe it was the Summer Hawk you had to spend $100 or just a big pack for example. And then other than that, I think everything is available. Actually no, also the Moustache Hawk, it was a login reward, and the Flying Bird was also a login reward. I'm not sure if new players can still get this or not. Now, with that being said, you can still get a lot of them. You can craft like I actually can't remember how much now, but you can craft maybe 2 to 3 of the blue potions that give you a 2% chance on the majority of the ones that you used to only be able to capture with the gold potions. So it is definitely worth getting these, not only for the special codex, but also obviously for the pet expedition. If you wish for me to make a video about all the pet locations, do let me know. So that's the pets. I've talked about the skins and the heroes. Now let's go on to the weapons. Currently there are 6 blue weapons unobtainable. You just cannot get them at all within the game. So there's 3 blessed weapons, and then there's 3 pursuer weapons that is just impossible to get at the moment. I hope that they fix that and add it in very soon. I'm guessing you'll be a new elite boss in a new area at some point. We will just have to wait and see. Also, they have preloaded in the Lich Dragon's Raw set. This is a set that we can get from the new 15-man raid that's coming. Not really raid, just boss. It's basically this giant sandworm that 15 people can join together. You can party up within the party search feature to go after the boss. and it has a 5% drop chance to give you a selection chest. We also can get 2 from a first clear reward and also an exchange shop that will be coming. At least that's what I've seen throughout the leaks, and that's how you can get these. Now we can craft a bunch of SSR ones and SR ones. There's obviously the gacha ones that you can only get through the gacha. I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. And then the blue ones also, you can get some from the gacha, and then in each area there are elite bosses that will drop sets of them as well. Now, if you don't care about certain spots and just want to find out yourself and have a bit of fun, what you basically do is look at what the elite bosses drop, and that's the type of weapon that will drop from the normal mobs that give you green and grey weapons. I won't go after the green ones, I'll come back to that in a second. So if you're looking for adventure weapons, you want to stick within the Leonis area. If you want, for example, the blessed weapons, you want to stick within the Fairy King Forest area. If you want the Guardian's weapon, you're going to stick in this top Wind Cove Waters and the Dragon's Grave, and I think also Furzon, right? Also this like half of the Wind Coves is also for blessed weapons, right? So that's that. And then obviously we can go here. In the desert it drops pursuer weapons, and then in Varnia and obviously the Gallant area it's going to drop the artisan weapons. So what you would do is you would go to that area, and then you can go into your bag and search for it. As we are in Leonis at the moment, if I go in my bag, I have purchased some green weapons, and I'll go there in a second. Some adventure weapons. So say, I want to farm the grey adventurer lance. So then I come into my bag, click on the lance, monster drop, and it'll tell me, the rabbits drops the lance, sword and shield, and rapier. And no matter what zone you're farming, each mob will always drop a set of 3, and they are the exact same set of 3. So if one drops a lance, it will also drop the sword and shield and rapier. If one drops a long sword, it will also drop a great sword and dual sword. If one drops a gauntlet, it will also drop the nunchuck and axe. And if one drops a staff, it will also drop the wand and book. Now, if you want to know the best spots to go, I will show you in a second. It's taken me quite a long time to actually figure this out because lots have changed, and I'll tell you why in a second. But as you can see, I've got quite a lot of grey ones. So the best way to do is going to cost you a chunk of gold, but it's going to give you basically 60, if I calculate 60 free special codex points just from purchasing every single green weapon. You go to each city or each zone that has a weapon shop, and you can buy one of each weapon type in that zone, and it'll give you that zone's type as well. So we've got Leonis, and you can go here for Leonis. If you want it for the Fairy King Forest, it is this spot, just by the sacred tree. If we're looking for the Furzon area, it is here just to the right of the exchange seal. And then in the desert, we go to the Oasis, and it's very close to the engravement near the Oasis village. And lastly, within Varnia, it'll be just to the south of all the other shops as well. And that's how you get every single green weapon. Now, I think I've talked enough. I'm going to start showing you the best spots. It has changed since I farmed it, because we did at the time have the Furzon mines as well as the Shakira dungeon, and that gave us the ability to have this dungeon thing to warp to, so we no longer can farm the spiders very easily, nor the bats, but bats are still pretty good, so we're going to have to go there. There's no other better one anyway. But I have made a Google sheet. I'll share this with you so you can come and look at it and look at this, and then you can look at my video as well. This is going to tell us exactly where what is the best drops. So you'll probably get a lot of the adventure stuff just by playing, because there's actually weapons that you can collect in the world. The best way to do this is use an interactive map, and before you even farm anything, I would use the interactive map to collect every single weapon that you can find in the world, because there are some that are grey. You also have some blue ones, but the majority will be green, so this can save you a chunk of gold if you're low on gold, and also you will give you some of those grey ones. But say you have got everything, but you still want to know the best spots for every single one, I have taken the time to find out for you. For the adventurers longsword, greatsword and dual sword, we're going to be farming the rabbits, and this is probably one of the most well-known places just to farm if you've got nothing else to do in the game, especially early on when we were struggling for gold and other things. So we just come over here, and there's quite a few groups, and if you didn't know, if you run away 75 meters they will respawn. So you can kill the group of 4 here, you can kill these lots here, there's a lovely group of 5 over here, you can kill them, and then there's a good set over there. There's a good set over here you can kill, and then you can kill these lots. If you run up here and kill these lots up here, you don't have to go down there if you don't want to, but then you can turn back, and then they will all respawn. As you can see, respawned, these have respawned, and these have respawned, and you just do that on repeat. So that is the longsword, greatsword and dual swords. Now for the staff, wand and book, we're gonna kill the cute little, not so little, baby giant birds. So we're going to come to the Leonius Forest Point, and then we're going to fly up here, and it's just going to be basically a line of them that you can kill. So basically just attack them once to aggro them, and they should come close enough, and then you can basically just AoE kill them. I quite like Escanor for this because his skills are on a decently low cooldown, that by the time you get to like the mobs that you want to kill, one of them will have reset. But yes, basically we're going to go down the line. So we've got those ones there, you've got some here, and then just follow it down. So we've got another 2 here, and then there's some down there. And then once you've killed them all, that's basically it. These are the last 2 that you want to go to. Let me just kill them so they're not attacking me. You would then basically reset at the waypoint and do the whole line again. Just keep repeating and repeating. So that's the staff, wand and book for the adventurer. Now for the glove, nunchuck and axe. Now we're going to want to come to the hunter's hut, and we're going to be fighting the forest guardians. So if you get on we're going to come over, we're going to fly over here. We're going to fly just past the hut, and there's going to be 2 up here that we can kill, and then we're going to go down to 2 over here that we can aggro and kill, and those are dead. And then we're going to drop down again. We've got these 2 down here that we can kill, and you can either reset after that, or you can fly over across, and there's going to be 2 down here, and there's going to be 3 up here, and then you would reset. Lastly, for the adventurer set is the sword and shield, rapier and lance. And now the best ones to do is bisons. So there's a couple of spots that spawn a good group of them. We've got some here at the Moonrise Hill, we've got some around here I believe near the Perns Timberland, and also some by the Werebear camp. So you can hop around each and then restart, or you can just hop between 2 basically. So we've got 4 here, you can just start aggroing each one, and then they should come to you, and then you should be able to kill them all, or at least most of them, and just finish up. So you've got this one here, that's that 4 done, and you can either to the Perns Timberland and walk over, but the Werebear camp is pretty good because they're like right there after you spawn in from the waypoint. If you literally turn around, you've got the 3 over here that you can attack, and then you can kill all 3 relatively easily. And then you can either reset straight back to Moonrise or do the Perns Timberland. And unfortunately, this is like the best I could find. I don't think I actually had any trouble for the adventurer weapons. They were mostly gotten anyway, and I think they're mainly the ones that you find in the world that are grey as well. So you might not even need these ones, but in case you do, here's the ones to farm. If we go over to the longsword, dual sword and great sword again, we're going to be doing forest guardians. You can kind of do 2 birds with 1 stone here with the Forest Guardians and the Moss, because the Forest Guardians give the Longsword, Greatsword, and Dual Sword, as we just said. The Moss do the Sword and Shield, Rapier, and Lance. So if you go to the Firefly Grave, I actually spoke about these spots to farm for your engravement seals exchange, and basically we want to go north, and there's a nice group over here that you can basically gather up, right? And you can even get some down here to come up to you, and they all chase after you, and you can just nuke them all at once. There we go, killed pretty much all of them except for this guy because he wasn't close enough. That's a good group to kill. And then you can then come over here, and there's another group here. It's really nice to kill. Here's Forest Guardians. You can kill these. He's dead. And then you can get on your mount once it lets you, and then you can come down, and there's some moths here, but I would skip these moths. And then you've got another set of Forest Guardians that you can kill. And then once you've killed these, you come down here, and this is the best moth one. So you've got a group here, there's 3 here, there's 2 or 3 here, and there's also up here, and they all follow you, or they should, but my game is just being a bit laggy. So they all follow you, gather them up, and then you can just basically one-shot them all. For some reason, classic Escanor, even the little mobs freaking block you. So you do that, and then by the time you've killed them, some of these will spawn, but then definitely the ones at the back here, the Forest Guardians back here, will respawn. So you can either run with your mount once you've killed them off back here, or you can teleport and start again. This whole area is very good for farming both these weapon sets. So now we've just got the staff, 1 book, glove, nunchuck, and axe. These are both in a very close area. For the glove, nunchuck, and axe, it's going to be lizards. And again, this is the same spot that I've used and shared for the engravement seal farm. Sorry, not the engravement seal, the seal farm that you use to exchange in each area. There are a couple of lizards here, but what I like to do, and you kind of, again, doing 2 birds with 1 stone because you're killing the storm birds here, but there's lizards here, and then you come back here, you can get on your mount again if you want, if it's a little quicker. And then there's some lizards here, and you can just gather them up. These ones, and you can gather these ones up, and they'll all come to you. And then again, you can nuke them all at once, and these are all dead. Nice little mount here, and then you come down here, and there's another group here to kill of storm birds, and then also lizards. And because you're getting far enough away, you can just basically do this in a loop. So once you've killed these, you can come up on top of the rock, and there's some lizards up here. I don't bother with them because they're more out of way. And there's this 1 lizard here as well, or 2 lizards here. Yeah, there's 2 lizards here, 1 stuck in the rock you can kill. I usually skip them as well because it's just only a couple. We can come back to the start, and you basically just do this whole thing within a circle. And this is basically a lizard farm with some storm birds. If you're lucky enough, you'll get all the weapons from the storm bird just from this circle here. But probably one of the best farms in the game. If you've got nothing else to do and you're low on gold, I suppose, is actually the Stormbird chest. And a lot of people actually abuse this, and that's kind of why, unfortunately, the drop chances have basically been destroyed. It's this storm chest here. There's a really nice amount. You've got 7 here, and you can basically just kill it, and they'll all die. And then what you will do is you will return to login screen, you'll log back in, and then when you log back in, and they'll have respawned. And you'll just do this over and over and over again. We're now going to move over to the Guardian weapons. There is also a Stormbird chest. If we come up here, this is for longsword, greatsword, and dual sword. So I'm going to go in this wind tunnel just to get a bit more speed. You don't really have to. We could even go on our land mount. It actually might be a little quicker, because we can just hop over. But right here, there's the Stormbird chest, and you just do the exact same thing for the other one. There's a little less amount of Stormbirds here, but still a good enough amount. That's the best place to farm the longsword, greatsword, and dual sword of the Guardian variety. The next best one probably would be the glove, nunchucks, and axe, because we can farm the tree golems up in the Breeshade Vale. So just above this blue massive tree, we're going to farm the tree golems. Again, this is another one I've showcased for farming for the seals. So you've got 2 here that you can kill, and then we can come over here, and there's a group of 3. You can kill this group of 3 if you group them up together. And then if you come on your mount and you come down here this way, it's a bit far, but it's not too bad. You can get this guy over here for these two, and you can kill all of these ones here as well. And then you'd either run all the way back, or you just teleport and reset and redo it. Now, the reason why I said the next ones are a bit tricky is because you can farm the Wicked Pirates for the Staff, Wand and Book, or the snails within the Furzen Mine. And then for the Sword and Shield, Rapier and Lance, we can kill the white bats or the Dracos, like the whitish bluish Dracos. So this is kind of up to you. If you want to try and do 2 birds with one stone, then you can do the white bats and the snails. The snails are pretty good because there's always like a good 3 of them in each section, and it's quite good. The Dracos are decent as well, because there's also a couple of them, and then obviously there's loads of pirates. So it's up to you what you want to do, but the pirates, you just basically kill everything and then teleport back, and kill everything, teleport back. I'm pretty certain it is the ones with the red bandanas that you want to kill. I can double check that for you. You want to kill the Wicked Pirates for the one Staff and Book of the Guardian variety, and the Wicked Pirates are the ones with the red bandanas. So we don't want to kill the bold ones, we can go past them, but we've got like 2 here we can kill, we've got 2 up here we can kill, so which isn't too bad. And then once you've killed them, we can go on our flying mount and come over here, and then there's 2 over here, there's 1 over here, and there's like 2 over here. There's just loads. Basically find the ones with the red bandanas, and kill them. So if you want to do the pirates, and that's the only one you need, and you've already gotten the lance, rapier or sword and shield, then I would obviously do the pirates, because they are definitely the better if you're just going for the Staff, Wand and Book. And now for the sword and shield, rapier and lance, as I said, you can either do the white bats or like the bluish white Dracos, and there's a decent amount. Like, they're kind of close together. You've got 2 there you can kill, you've got 2 there you can kill, and then you've got like 3 here you can kill, and then you can just do that in a circle basically. They should respawn. If you wanted to, there's also 2 here that you can kill. Basically, kill these blue Dracos in a circle and you should be golden. If you do want to try and do 2 birds with one stone, it's not as good as it used to be, because the Furzen Mine dungeon warp point is no longer there for us to use, but it is okay. So you can either do the route and then restart, or you can just keep going back and forth. Not all the spawns will be respawned perfectly, but it's okay really. So you've got like 1 of each here that you can kill. I couldn't find out what the black ones dropped. I know the black ones do drop something because I actually farmed them here. I kind of farmed them all here in this spot. For some reason, the databases have like not got the black ones anymore. And unfortunately, the codexes actually don't show you what they each drop if you go there. So you can skip the black ones if you wish. And then there's another white one here that you can kill. And then there's three snails and a white one here. So this is a nice little group that you can kill all together. And then lastly, there's 1 more white bat with 3 snails that you can group up and kill. And if you wish to just go back and forth, what I would suggest is if you just come back to this back corner where the portal used to be, and then you can just jump up here and come up here. And as you can see, this white bat has respawned. You will miss the snails down here and the white bat down here, but when you come back down, it will have respawned as well. So you do get them all, but it's not like a perfect, and it's kind of spread out. But you could potentially do like 2 birds with 1 stone, as I said, and then you can obviously come back up here and you can kill these ones. Now, what I would say is once you've killed these ones, don't just go straight back down. I was just coming up to the end of the corridor and then going back, okay? Because then you're far enough away for things to respawn. So if we come back down here, this white bat has respawned just from going up those stairs to the end of the corridor. And everything else should have respawned. So this white bat has respawned, and basically everything has respawned, which is quite nice. It's just on the way back up they don't respawn fully. Like these snails obviously don't respawn, and this white bat down on this level don't respawn. but everything else does. So basically choose which you want to do out of these, if you want to do the 2 birds 1 stone or not. We're halfway there, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm sure people will just skip and choose with the timestamps, but if you have watched all, put in the comments pineapple and I'll know, and I'll give you an extra heart. So we're on to the pursuer items. This is the desert items. Again, things have changed, so we don't have the spider dungeon to teleport to come back and forth to do the spiders, sadly. Also, the fire spirits here, the flame spirits, for some reason no longer spawn, so we can't farm those very well. So I've had to find out the better ones to do. The best spot to farm 2 of them at once is, of course, the bandit camp. Now, you want to look for the ones with the yellow sashes and also the ones with these beige headdresses. So these guys here and these guys here. These are the 2 you want. And basically all you do is you're going to come in here, you're going to gather them all up, all down here. And you can come up here a bit and you're basically just going to kill them all. And then once you're done, get these guys as well, you can reset. So you kill them all, walk back to the warp point, and just do it all over again. This is probably the best spot for not only the long sword, great sword, and dual sword, but also the staff wand and book. Let's do the next best one, because the last one is kind of rough, because unfortunately the spider dungeon has gone away. It's just a raid now, so there's no actual warp point here, sadly. So we're gonna have to do something instead. Also, for some reason, the flame spirits don't spawn here, so we can't use the flame spirits either. So the next best one to do is for the sword and shield, rapier and lance, and they're going to be the scorpions. This is probably very well known farm. People did this way back when. Again, kind of like the rabbits, and they're all spotted around the desert. We can come to the ruins, and then we can kind of do like a circle. There will be a group just back here that you can kill. So we kill these. And then after that, we want to kind of follow the road. You see up here, there's the road. So once you get on your mount, we're going to basically follow this road. And we're going to dodge this one. And we're going to go to this set of 3. And we're going to kill these set of 3. It's not too bad. You can kill the odd ones if you want to. But once we've killed these 3, we're going to then you can just basically walk back, to be honest. If people know better routes for the scorpions, please say in the comments. Again, I'm only one man and I only can find out so much in my limited time. But unfortunately, the scorpions seem to be the best bet for the sword and shield, rapier, lance. So unfortunately, the best thing I could find was the Nora fighters, the corrupted Nora fighters, in this part of the Sand Valley. We've got some Nora fighters up here, and the corrupted ones. We've got a group of 3 here, and then you can come down here as well for some. They're just spotted around. Unfortunately, this is not great, sadly. But yeah, we're going to come down here, and then there's one here that we can aggro. Then we're going to come up here, and there's 2 that we can aggro as well. Just aggro them together. We can kill them all. And you can either go to another one, you can either go to a separate group of them, or you can walk back and just come back here. Because you're far enough away, they'll have respawned. Sadly, this is the best I could find. If anyone knows a better spot, please do say in the comments. We're on the last stretch. Artisan weapons. These aren't too bad. These are pretty good ones, actually. So, for the staff wand and book, we're going to be farming harpies. Now, it's going to take a little bit to actually get to the spot, but once you're there, once you're there, it's pretty solid, and you can log out, log in, and reset. Once you come here, you're going to go in the wind, and I'm going to come all the way down and follow it down. I'm going to come down here. So right near the end of the stretch, right here, we're going to come to. And now there's 3 nice little groups. We have 2 here that we can kill. Once that's done, we can come and we can jump down here and grab these 3. And if I group them a bit better, they would all die. And after those 3, we're going to come down here and kill these 3. You can carry on if you wish, because there are more about, because there's more like up above. So you can see there's 3 there, there's 2 there, there's 1 there. But I basically just come up to the top. I come up here, log in, log out, then log in and repeat. Is the sword and shield and rapier. and lance, and it is the hornets. Now we're going to come to the rock spire waypoint, and then we're going to go to the left here, and they'll be respawned. So we've got 3 here. I'm just going to run this time. We've got 2 here that we can kill. We go over the road. There's 4 here, and then lastly there is 3 here. So that is for the sword and shield of the artisan variety. The next one is another pretty good one. We are going to do the glove, nunchucks, and axe. You can actually kill multiple of the mobs, and they both drop the same things of the gloves, nunchucks, and axe. The 2 mobs are like the turnip looking ones, and also these like dogs, the wolves with the sword in their mouths. But we killed this one. We jump down here. We can kill these turnip enemies. Once we killed these, we're just going to come over this rock and jump down here, because there are 3 more to kill. So you can aggro them, and then get this last one over together. And then we're going to come down here, and we've got 3 of the turnips and 1 more of the dog. And kill all of these. Again, freaking Escanor blocks. I don't think I've got any gear on him, that's why. And the last ones you can do, sorry, I got lost, is just over here. You've got another couple of dogs that you can kill. You do that, and then you reset. Waypoint, you kill the dogs and the turnips, and up here, and reset. And lastly, it is going to be the longsword, greatsword, and dual sword. And we're going to be killing the grasshoppers. So again, these are kind of spread out, but there's still some decent groups. So if we go to the Varnia Plains and warp here, we're going to go north from this point. So get on your mount, and we're going to go north, and we're going to look towards the farm. It's just to the right of the farm. You've got 3 grasshoppers here that we can kill. Once you've killed these, we're going to go over across the road. It'll let me go over across the road. We're going to pass the bunnies, and then we've got a couple here we can kill. And then, as you might have seen, just a little bit further up as well, we've got some more to kill. So you've got this, and you can either warp and redo the ones here, and here, and here, or you can log in, log out, and then go backwards. There we go, guys. We've gone through every single weapon type of each variety and the locations to best farm them. This has taken me so much time to do, with the research, planning out the best spots of even the right mobs to farm, and where to go. So I would really appreciate it if you leave me a like and a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It would really help me out. Do share this with your friends, as I'm sure more people are now looking to fill out their special codex. Answer my poll. I put a poll out yesterday, because this will be coming out the day after I have actually recorded it, because it's so late now. If you want me to do a beginner's guide, or how to gear each DPS, like how best to gear each DPS with weapons and armor. So let me know out of those 2 which you would prefer me to make, and I'll start preparing for that one. Of course, I'll be showcasing the new sectors as well as the new 15-man boss. I hope this has helped you guys. I really do. Do let me know in the comments. Until my next video, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until then, cheerio.